If national polls and social media chatter reliably gauge public sentiment, a substantial number of Americans no longer regard our governing authorities as legitimate. Many no longer feel a genuine sense of shared identity with their fellow citizens. Some even speak openly of civil war. Why? Because political legitimacy and social cohesion cannot endure when our politicians cannot agree on whom they are called to serve, and when ordinary Americans themselves cannot agree on what defines membership in our society. These disagreements ultimately concern the very nature of different societies and the sources of their cohesion. Some societies define membership primarily by shared ethnicity. Contemporary East Asian nations and many African countries offer clear examples of such ethnic societies. Others find unity in a common religion or creed, whether animist, Hindu, Buddhist, Catholic, Protestant, or otherwise. In both cases, ethnic or religious solidarity supplies the foundation for political legitimacy and social cohesion. Then there are collectivist or corporate societies, in which members function essentially as employees or even slaves of the sovereign power. Ancient Egypt, the Inca Empire, and modern totalitarian regimes exemplify this model. Here, the promise of total security and material well-being sustains legitimacy and cohesion, though always at the steep cost of individual autonomy. Finally, there are civic societies, whose members are distinguished by the institution of citizenship. These include ancient Athens, Republican Rome, the city-states of Renaissance Italy and Holland, the Swiss cantons, revolutionary France, and, of course, the United States. In civic societies, political legitimacy and social cohesion arise from the careful safeguarding of citizens' distinct rights and obligations. This principle is vividly illustrated in the New Testament's Acts of the Apostles. On one occasion, St. Paul avoids flogging by invoking his rights as a Roman citizen. As a citizen, Paul possessed exclusive civic protections that went beyond the natural rights afforded to any of Caesar's other subjects. His Jewish ethnicity and Christian faith were relevant in this context. What mattered was his citizenship. Paul insisted that his civic rights be respected precisely because they belonged to him as a citizen of Rome. By that Roman standard, how have we and our politicians measured up in safeguarding the exclusive rights of American citizens? We have fallen appallingly short. We have extended public resources, traditionally reserved for citizens, to non-citizens on the grounds that they, too, belong to our community. We have granted civic privileges, such as driver's licenses and official identification, to everyone regardless of citizenship or legal status. We have then rendered these measures nearly irreversible through municipal and state sanctuary laws. We have counted non-citizens in the federal census for purposes of apportioning congressional seats. And we have conferred official preferences and benefits based on ethnicity, creed, or collectivist policies rather than on civic merit or citizenship. In short, we have failed to safeguard the rights and privileges exclusive to citizens. As a result, the benefits of American citizenship have become effectively indistinguishable from the benefits of mere residency. Yet has any majority of Americans ever truly consented to these policies? Have we ever been asked, through referendum or plebiscite, whether non-citizens should be treated as full members of our society? Have we explicitly and overwhelmingly agreed that non-citizens should share the rights and obligations of citizenship? No. The deliberate blurring of the line between citizen and non-citizen stems entirely from self-serving politicians and from those among us who have lost, or never possessed, a clear understanding of America as a uniquely civic society. Without a bright, enforced distinction between citizens and non-citizens, political legitimacy and social cohesion cannot survive. Absent that distinction, Americans are right to view the political system and the society we inherited from the founding fathers as illegitimate and fragmented. Unless the public once again understands and accepts that American citizenship confers unique rights and obligations, our civic society will fracture along ethnic or religious lines, or, worse still, devolve into a collectivist corporate state.